Hello everyone, and welcome to my first Star Wars mini collection review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Shadows of the Empire collection of mine, and so let's get started. Obviously, anyone who has a Shadows of the Empire collection should certainly have the novel. I haven't read it yet, but I've started, and I know most of the backstory. New people like Dash Rendar, Guri, Prince Xizor, and if you guys weren't aware, this book's outline is the Shadows of the Empire poster, which appears on many of the Shadows of the Empire memorabilia. So let's get started with the figures. The figures came out, and the whole Shadows of the Empire line, and if you guys didn't know, it's the time period in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The whole Shadows of the Empire line came out in 1996, and it had relatively limited figures and vehicles and memorabilia for that matter, but I still find it interesting, and that's why I thought it would be kind of a fun task to take on and try to complete the whole collection, because there's not a whole lot out there, but if you keep on looking, there is some things that aren't as obvious as others, like the figures and the vehicles. But Shadows of the Empire came out with 5 figures, and let me show them to you. This is Prince Xizor with the energy blade shields, and it's actually a pretty cool figure. These two, I actually have it unpackaged, but these two shields can be pulled apart, and he can have one for each hand, or he can dual weld them together. And there's the back. One thing to note is these Shadows of the Empire figures have a lot of information, just like the red or orange carded, whatever you want to call them, Power of the Force 2 original figures in 1995. There's Chewbacca in Bounty Hunter disguise. Back. And one thing that I find really cool about these figures is the purple cards are I don't know, really appealing to the eye, I would say. So here is Dash Rendar, and the Shadows of the Empire line had no true variations except for the Princess Leia figure. Now I have the cheaper variation. It's the more common one, of course. It's Leia in Boushh disguise. But if you can manage to get your hands on one that says Collection 1, I'm not exactly sure if it's in the bottom or if it's in the top up here. I'm pretty sure it's in the top, and it'll say Collection 1. If you manage to get your hands on one of those, that's worth $150 to $200. So that's the only true variation in the Shadows of the Empire action figure line. And here's Luke Skywalker in Imperial Guard disguise. I've always found these figures with helmets kind of a fun buy. You know, not all of them are really expensive, but I just think that they look really cool. So that's the 5 figures. Let's move on to the comic packs. Here is, and they're rather huge actually. This is Prince Xizor against Darth Vader, and the comic in the back right here. And of my knowledge, I think these were the first Star Wars comic packs ever. So even though they're not really expensive, just like most of the Shadows of the Empire stuff, they do have kind of a cool look to them, and it's interesting to know that they're kind of the start of something great. Here's the Boba Fett and IG-88 one with the comic in the back, and in the back. And these, just like the figures in the Shadows of the Empire line, had a lot of information in the back. So if I ever do any reviews on figures or comic packs for Shadows of the Empire, I probably won't read the whole thing. Here's my Swoop, which comes with a rider. Relatively cheap figure relatively cheap vehicle comes with the figure. I got it for $8, and it's in really nice condition. Oops, upside down. There's the sides, they're the same, and cool buy though. Certainly, I think you know, it's well worth the $8 that I paid for it. But I'd like to try to complete my Shadows of the Empire vehicle line by getting the Outrider and the Slave 1, both on the purple carded boxes. And last but not least, Shadows of the Empire released some Micro Machines, and I have the set of 3. So let's start with the first one. This has the IG-2000, Guri, Darth Vader, Asp, and the Stinger. The second one, oh, forgot to show you the back. And these are cool because they have the Shadows of the Empire background. Here's the Virago, Emperor Palpatine, Prince Xizor, and the Swoop bike with rider. Back again. These are also a relatively cheap buy. $5 a pop is what I got them for. And last but not least, the Outrider, Dash Rendar himself, Luke Skywalker, Leebo, also known as LEBO-TD9, 2D9, and the Houndstooth. So, cool figures. Well, mini figures. And that concludes my Shadows of the Empire collection. Up to date, but I'm certainly looking for more stuff. Like I said, I want to complete my vehicles section, so I need 2 more. Obviously, some other obvious things that I don't have: the video game, which I'm gonna try to get for PC. The soundtrack, which is pretty cool. I think it's interesting that a time period that was never made into a TV series or anything has a soundtrack. And another obvious one, the poster. And there's a few other little things like cards and stuff, but I'll certainly get back to you guys if I expand my collection. Oh, and the comic book, of course, the comic book adaptation. So that's all for now, and please feel free to let me know if you want a review on any of the items that I just reviewed. Alright, thanks for watching.